So, welcome, Holly. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on the show. I am a mom, I'm a self-love lover, I'd say speaker and writer, I'm a goal-getter, travel enthusiast, four-time ovum donor, and I always say I'm a fan of chocolate.
I love that.
Uh, yeah. I'd say around the age of about 30, I realized I wasn't fulfilled in my life and I was living life on autopilot. So I started doing some deep inner work to heal the childhood trauma that I had experienced and really started to learn how to love myself just as I am.
Mm.
I work with a lot of female business owners, and one thing I noticed is a common theme is they have a lot of undefined goals. And so my mission is to empower women to make self-care a priority, to set and achieve their goals and show up as the big them.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I always say, like, we always, as women, are told to be small and to stay small, and to not
Mhm.
take up space and to don't be loud, be quiet, like sit in the corner. So I love
Mhm.
how you said that. Mm.
Yeah, show up as the big them.
Mm.
However that is for each individual person, be the big you always.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what does self-love mean to you?
Oh, that's such a big question because self-love means so much. And I kind of have narrowed it down to like purely, truly loving myself as I am, living authentically and unapologetically.
Mm.
A friend of mine shared this analogy once and it kind of resonated with me. So, like, self love is like a tree, and then self care are like the branches. So, all those little acts of self care that we do throughout the day, the week, the month, then creates this big, beautiful, strong self love of a human being.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love. So, what has your self-love journey been like?
So it started around the age of 30, which seems like, okay, how did I not know what self-love was before that age? But here we are. um, it's been a lot in the last, say, like 4 years, 4 or 5 years. It's been a lot of, I say, blood, sweat, and tears. Not a lot of blood, let's face it. Some sweat and a lot of tears during the healing process. It's not easy, it's hard, it's challenging, and learning to change patterns from 30 years of patterns is challenging, so lots and lots of tears. um, yeah, blood, sweat, and tears.
I think also when you hit 30, something happens. Like you just don't care about what people think about you. Everything shifts. Like you literally wake up the next day and you have this like
Mhm.
shift. Like it's so bizarre. But also, I don't know if you're into astrology. I only learned this recently, but your Saturn return is around 29. So
Oh.
something major, yeah, I have two astrologist friends. So something major will generally happen around 29, 30. So it'll be like getting married, going through a breakup, having a child, changing careers, moving across the world, like something generally huge will happen, either like a trauma or a triumph, like something at 29, 30. So I found that fascinating because I like look back, I was like, wow, that is so interesting. If you look back now, and it happens every 29 years. So keep watching for the
Oh,
next one. Yeah, so
the
fascinating.
next one. That is really cool. And to think back to when I was 29 and 30, yeah, there were huge shifts in those years.
Yeah, so it makes sense. So everyone listening, if
Yeah.
are you 28 to going to 29, or you're 29, 30 and you're literally losing your mind, don't worry, you'll get through it. Saturn
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
known as like the great teacher. So it is something that will
Mhm.
always like teach us and change us for the better. So yeah, little
Mm,
tidbit there.
cool.
So what self-love practices do you do each day?
Mm. So every single morning I'm up at 6 o'clock and I go to the gym. So I go to the gym 4 days a week. So I start my day off with self-care every single day. Sundays are dedicated to meditation, or sorry, yoga and meditation.
Mm.
Meditation is a daily practice, but Sundays are dedicated to yoga. So I always do yoga on Sundays, and then I go to the gym 3 to 4 other times a week. Meditation daily. I measure all of the water I drink just so that I ensure I drink the proper amount of water every single day. So drinking water. I often have flowers on my table. Those just when I walk into the dining room kitchen, it's just like this like spark of like, oh, just joy when I
Yeah.
see them. So those are like little things I do every day. And then there's like the huge ones, right? Okay, maybe once a month I take the time to like run a big warm bath and I set candles up in Epsom salts and really take my journal in the tub and fully enjoy that. Now, that's not a daily practice, and it is a common practice for me.
I love that. Yeah, it's nice to
Yeah.
also make that like a monthly, like something big for like a monthly thing that you can actually look forward to
Mhm.
and plan and be like,
Mhm.
oh, this is like don't come in here. This is my house. Leave the house.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
like a self date. I think it's also nice to like
Mhm.
plan something like once a month where you go out, and whether it's for coffee or for lunch or whatever, and actually go by yourself and do something for you,
Mhm.
or like a spa day or something.
Mhm.
Now that everything's opening up again and we can actually start going to these places, um,
Yes.
yeah, I think it's really nice. That's such a good idea. I'm like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
a massage. It's been so long. But the little ones, the little things are important. And I think that's amazing. I love
Mhm.
that you've got the Sunday. Like, I think that's so nice to have that
Mhm.
day for yoga. It's so clever to actually have a certain specific day, not just like we can put it in our diaries to try and plan, but it's nice to have that set day, especially on a weekend when you're not going to be as busy as you are the other days. So it is, you
Exactly.
can like go slower and you can actually take your time. I love that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to do that on a Sunday. I think it's really, really nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask.
And even
No, you go.
I was gonna say, and even if I'm home, even if I'm traveling, even if it doesn't matter where I am, I've done it in hotel rooms many, many times. If it's a Sunday, I put on a yoga and I do it
I love
without
that.
like no compromise.
So you've set a boundary for yourself.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when I was reading your bio, I've kind of probably asked the most unconventional question, but something like popped out to me. So you are such a multifaceted person. And the one thing that I wanted to highlight is that you've been an egg donor 4 times, ovum. You can
Mhm.
tell us the difference in that as well. And I think it's such a beautiful gift. A friend of mine's done it as well. And it's such a beautiful gift to give
Mhm.
another woman or women in your case. So, how did you make the decision? And how did you ensure that you were practicing self love and self care in those moments? And is it something that you would recommend to other people?
Yeah, so I've donated my ovum 4 times now. The last time I did it was about 6 months ago. So 4 times over the last, say, probably 3 years. Um, and it's just a beautiful gift to be able to give someone that opportunity to be a parent. So I'm a parent. I'm a biological mom of two, and then I say I have two bonus girls.
Mm.
And having those kids in my life just over joyful. Like every single day they bring me joy. And I know the struggles of or I can empathize, I should say, with the struggles of infertility or even same-sex marriage.
Mm.
And so being able to give that opportunity to be a parent is just it's a beautiful gift, and it was a no-brainer for me when it kind of showed up in my life. I was like, oh, interesting, why is this showing up? Oh, okay, we're going to explore this avenue and really just be able to give in that moment, or in those moments, and being mindful of the self-care, self-love. So for anybody who's done it or even consider doing it, you are on medication, and they are some pretty strong hormones throughout the process. And keeping self-care top of mind with little things again, and making sure you're drinking your water, making sure you're nourishing your body properly, making sure you're moving your body, um, and the bath. So if for those who have done it, the hormones, they do make you bloated, and bath is like my number one thing for self-care if you haven't been able to tell already. And so they just amped up during the time of the medication, just bump that up, and creating that boundary of like, you know what, every other day I'm going to take a relaxing bath, and this is what I need for myself in this moment to be able to give this gift fully.
I love it.
And then, yeah, yeah. And then, is it something that I would recommend to others? If you've been presented this opportunity and you have this little nudge that you think that it might be a gift you'd like to give, explore it. See, talk to someone, talk to an expert, someone who's done it, and see if it is right for you. It's not right for everybody, of course. And if it's showing up in your life, it's showing up for a reason.
I think, yeah, when I read that, I just thought it takes a special person to do these kind of things, because you are giving your body, basically, literally and figuratively, to someone else. It's such a beautiful gift to be able to give someone. But like the injections, the hormones, all those things are things that a lot of people turn down doing IVF, even if they really want a child, because of that. And the fact that you are doing that for another person, it's really special. And I think that maybe people don't realize that enough, or actually give like you props for actually doing something like that, and taking on such a big role like that. So I just, yeah, well done. It really is such a special gift. And I think because you are so grounded in your self-love practice and your self-care, I think it like suits you to do something like that, because you know how to look after yourself, mentally and physically as well. So yeah, I thought that was really really special, really just jumped out at me. So after hitting your low point, you discovered self development and immersed yourself in that to start to heal yourself. So where did you start? Like, how did that happen? Where did you start?
If I think back to the beginning, so the first kind of step that I took towards self-care, I attended a retreat. It's called the Haven Retreat, and it's in the US. So I'm in Canada. The retreat itself is in the US, and it's for survivors of childhood sexual assault. And so I found out about this retreat, and I knew that I knew it came up for a reason. Again, it came up for a reason, and I knew it was the avenue that I had to take. And so that was the first step in my healing journey. Was okay, I went to this retreat, or I applied for the retreat, and then I was accepted to the retreat, and then I showed up. And those 4 days were just a totally transformative, eye-opening experience for me. I, that was the beginning of my self-love journey. And it is all thanks to the Haven Retreat and the facilitators that offered that experience for me and all of us women at the retreat.
And
That was the beginning.
And then so after that, did you find you just like went down like a rabbit hole of like self-development, like following different people and reading different books? And it is quite a rabbit hole when you start.
It is quite a rabbit hole, and it can become very overwhelming. And, especially when you have that fear of judgment or fear of doubt or whatever it is, it's like, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing all of these things. I'm messing up so much. And then taking a step back. Okay, we can't change 30 years, but we can take one step forward today. And so what does that one step forward look like? From the Haven Retreat, there was a journal on the bed. And I remember seeing the journal and saying, oh, like, I don't journal. That's not my thing. I'm going to leave that just for the next woman that comes. Like, I'm never going to use this. And actually, I wrote my own journal now, and sharing my journal with the world, which is just crazy to think that just 3 or 4 short years ago from there to now is just a huge shift. And yeah, constantly growing, right? We constantly growing.
You were so resistant to the journal. Did you really leave it there for someone else?
No, because I had it half filled by the time the 4 days were up.
Yeah, so you had to. It was obviously part of it. It was just like, oh my God, eye-opening. Right. How funny that you were just like so resistant at the start, and then you're like, okay, give me that journal. So now your journal is it launched now? It's launching in August.
August 19th it launches.
And then is it available in America and Canada?
Yes, it's available worldwide.
Oh, so we can
Yeah.
get you South Africa. Amazing. Yay. And then so where can people find it? Will it be on your website or on Amazon or where we'll keep an eye out.
Yeah. So the pre-launch is on my website now. So Holly Penney, PENNEY.ca/shop.
Okay.
So the pre-order is on my website now, and then the book will be available on August 19th.
Amazing. I'll see when this is going to air, if it's before or after, but at least,
Yeah.
at least it'll be, at least you guys can go and have a look. That'll be amazing. Yeah, I love a journal.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
busy working on a creative journal now, because I
Oh.
think, yeah, something different, like, because sometimes you want to color and sometimes you want to write
Mhm.
and just doodle. So I'm putting together like a whole thing. There you go. You can do one in Canada and America.
Cool.
I'll give you,
Yeah.
I'll let you know how it goes with South
Yeah,
African
cool.
crayons, and then give you ideas. But yeah, I think journaling is so powerful and people don't realize how powerful it is. And exactly like you, like where you were like, I'm not going to write in that thing. People are so resistant, and I found that they don't know where to start. During
Mhm.
lockdown, I did workshops online, self-love Sundays, live workshops, and my most popular one was manifesting and journaling 101,
Mm.
because no one
Mhm.
knows where to start. And I'm like, it's literally
Mhm.
like Dear Diary, like we used to write in like primary school. Like that's basically what
Right?
you're doing. We were journaling and
Yeah.
we didn't even know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's the thing, is that people just don't know where to start and they feel very overwhelmed. So yeah, that's
Mhm.
going to be amazing.
Mhm.
I can't wait to see it.
Mhm.
I'm a bit of a journal hoe, and so am my
Yeah.
so we'll be like eyeing that up. But so a lot of my friends live in Europe, so it'll be amazing.
Oh,
It'll be,
cool.
I'll be like, here's the link. Um, so with that in mind, what is the favorite thing about the work that you do? And you do so many different things, so you can also just like
Yeah.
journal creator now.
So I said in the beginning, I work with a lot of female business owners, and a common theme is undefined goals. So when I start talking about goals with my clients, I'm like, okay, what are your goals? Say 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, what are your goals? Oftentimes people don't have a solid goal. Their why are they doing this? Why are you in business for yourself? And seeing the shift, helping them, support them in finding their goals, and then seeing the shift and watching them from no goals to creating their goals to achieving their goals. There's just something magical to see that progression, and being able to support entrepreneurs and business owners on their journey. It's just so cool.
Mm.
Yeah, it's so cool. Magical, like I said, magical to see the progression.
And then you're like, I got
Yeah.
to be part of that. Like it's the best thing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It
So
really is.
how do you, so I haven't explained to everyone, but how do you work with people? So do you have a program or a course, or is it one-to-one coaching? Like if they want to check you out and see the ways that they can work with you, like what do you offer for the entrepreneurs?
So right now I offer workshops and retreats. So in-person workshops and in-person retreats. I know, not very global.
I love it.
Yeah, so actually my first retreat is coming up in October of this year. So that's really exciting. It's self-love and goal-setting retreat in the Rocky Mountains here in Alberta, Canada. Yeah, it's beautiful setting. I'm really excited for it. So through workshops and retreats is how I work with clients.
That's amazing. I do retreats. Same.
Yeah.
See, that's
Ah,
why I was like, yes, workshops and retreats. I do that. I do retreats here as well. So, in the Midlands, which is in Durban, KZN Midlands, it's like our version of like the mountains, very
yeah.
leafy, foresty. Oh, it's so nice. So yeah, I started off there in 2018 doing that, and then or 2019. When was my child born? No, 2019. And then yeah, so I've done that, and then I've done different cities as well. So it's the best thing. Retreats are the best. It's a
Oh,
connection. People
mhm,
are actually relaxed and they are
mhm,
actually letting go and listening to what you're saying, because they're not in their daily life. Like workshops and stuff
mhm,
are amazing because they're still escaping from their daily, like from their life for a day. But a
Mhm.
retreat where people really can just let their guard down, exhale, relax, and actually take on exactly what you're saying. It is so transformative, from yours.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
just, just going on a retreat in general, I just wish that every woman could go on a retreat at least once in their life. Like, it is
Yes.
so soul changing. Like, it's just, yeah, I just love it. I think it's so, so important. So yeah, yes, retreats, they are so important.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, they are.
Love that. I love that for you. So what is one thing you wish you could tell younger you? I think this is quite poignant for you as well. It might be different ages that you would say these things, but what would you tell younger you?
Mm. It's so interesting. What comes in is there's a quote. I heard Sally Hogshead say this once at a conference, and so I made note of it. And I love this quote. It's good to be better. It's better to be different, and different is better than better.
Oh,
So it's good to be better. It's better to be different, and different is better than better.
I love that.
And yeah, so when I think about that, I'm like, oh, wow. If I could just tell 10-year-old Holly that and really sit in that, and different is better than better. Like, just show up, and who you are is who you are. Bring your gifts to the world and share it and be different. And it's okay to be different. It's different is better than better.
I love it.
Yeah.
You actually have to sit and think about it, and then like think about it in
Mm-hmm.
your life and how it pertains to you, but it like makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm. I love that quote from her.
I've never heard that. It is so good.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's so good for women. We trying to all conform and be the same and be like so and so and follow so and so. And oh, she did this on Instagram. I must try to do this. But you should actually just be different, because when you're different, it attracts your soul clients. It attracts the people that are
That's right.
specifically looking for you. And why do
Mm-hmm.
you want to be like everyone else? Why do you want to do what everyone's doing? Why do you want to be who everyone's looking for? You need to niche down. And actually, I find that when you niche down, you also attract the people that you're meant to attract. Whereas if you are so broad and
Yes.
doing everything, you aren't attracting the people that are actually looking for you. you
Exactly.
you're
Yeah.
kind of just fishing in the
Mm-hmm.
pond, where you actually just you don't want to fish in the pond. The fish should come to you naturally. And when you
Mm-hmm.
are different and you are putting yourself out there, I find that people find you. They like
Mm-hmm.
find your energy without you even having to throw it out there. So I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
go back and
Yeah.
write it down. I'll be like, put it up on my
Po-
pinboard.
Post it. Yeah. Post
Yeah,
it.
I think it's beautiful. Thank you. And where can everyone find you? You told us your
All right.
out.
Yes. So my website, Holly Penney, and I always spell my last name PENNEY.ca. I'm on Facebook at I am Holly Penney, and I'm on Instagram and TikTok at Holly_Penny.
Look at you with
And
TikTok. Like, everyone's on
oh,
TikTok and I'm trying. I've just started. I'm like, oh, I keep forgetting about it though. But it's yeah.
I'm trying. I'll
Mm.
say that I'm in the same phase as you.
Mm. I'm like, give me Instagram. It's so much easier. And I think if you adopted TikTok at the beginning, it's like they're all doing super well. But when you're like now like a late starter, it's like
Mhm.
it's so hard. If you're not dancing on it and doing all those cool things, it's very hard. But I'm gonna trust that we're gonna find our people. Our people will find us. They will
That's
find
right.
they will find us on TikTok. We just have to,
Hmm.
but I think the key apparently is posting twice a day. And I'm like, what?
Oh, twice a day. Okay.
I'm
To
like, I'm
up
a
the
mom.
game,
I don't have time for that,
right?
you know. You have more than one. I only have one. But like,
Yeah.
I'm like, no. So let's just put it out there that our people will find us. Our people will find us on
Yes, they
TikTok.
will.
They will. They will find us.
Totally.
We only need 5 people to view our stuff. We don't need 100,000, because if we have five,
No,
we just need one new client like a week. Like, that's all
that's
we need.
that's it.
Yeah, it's not that hard to ask.
No.
Oh, okay. So we will find you on all those things, and I'll put them in the show notes as well. And then
Thank
also
you.
like the link for your journals. I'm so excited to see that. Yeah, is there anything else that you want to share with anyone? If anything, any other message that you want to convey?
I say this often. I say, keep going.
Mm.
And every day is going to look different. Maybe today there's one tiny baby step towards your goals or towards your self-love journey. Maybe tomorrow it could be a huge step. It doesn't matter how big the step, just that you keep going, keep showing up for yourself, because it is always worth it in the end.
I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a book I'm reading right now, and it's all about just one more. Like one more
Yeah,
step, one more, whatever, one more glass of water. Right now, that's what I
right.
need. That's how I laughed. I
Yeah.
was laughing internally at your bottle because I'm like, I've been so bad the last week with water. Oh my gosh. But yeah, just one more
This
step.
one.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's so
yeah,
important. But thank you for
yeah.
this beautiful talk. I think that people are going to resonate with your message. And I think that, yeah, you have such a beautiful energy around you that people will come and they'll want to come on your retreats. And obviously, in South Africa, the listeners in South Africa are going to be like, I wish we could go on that retreat. But at
Right.
least we are reaching the Europeans and the Canadians and
Yeah.
Americans out there go on the retreat. I can't believe, oh, I've always seen on movies the Rocky Mountains. It looks incredible.
Mhm.
So, oh,
Mhm.
it's going to be cozy and comfortable and sometimes
Mhm.
uncomfortable, but that's where the growth is. So,
Exactly. Yep.
I love it. Thank you so much for making the time to be here today. I'm super excited to share this episode and your journey. And I think that there's a reason I asked that question, and I think there's people listening. Someone is going to be needing to hear those answers
Mm.
and to make decisions about their lives and things that keep kind of like popping up. So we'll probably get an email or something about from someone saying,
Mhm.
I've been thinking about doing this. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys next week.